What's up, everybody? Another episode of Smoking That Ish. Martimus here, of course, as always. Thanks to D Game Studios and D Game Everything, D Game 6923 on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, create an account for your old handicapped grandma, and just, watch it twice every week, whatever. And then Smoking That Ish on Instagram, Smoking That Ish at Gmail. I might get back to you. Big shout out to Simpson, best home cultivator I've seen so far, and a big thank you for doing the show last week. HASHHOUND, he's right here. I got him on the show. So big shout out to HASHHOUND. Big shout out to HASHHOUND for being on the show. Appreciate it. Charlie Hempseed, shout out for just fighting the good fight. I think he's back in Colorado now. Son of a bitch. Back living the good life. Shout out to Mitzel Glass and their crazy Trap Yoshi collection, dude. He's actually started to make more of those, so that's pretty fucking cool. He didn't make some for a while there. He's going to be on the next show after this show, and this show, let's see, what's the date today? This show will be out in like a week and a half from then, so he'll be on here in a while. And then there's also... Big shout out to Cloud9 Vape and Glass. I can't forget because you can find those Yoshis there if you really want to. You can go there and get one. But he also has a bunch of crazy pieces from artists in other states, and I think somebody even in T as well doing the crazy macaw things that I want one. Shout out to Superior Buds for being super cheap and being close to my house. And also, they have even more ounces than they had before. They have a actual pretty decent selection of ounces there now, and tons of pre-rolls as always. Pure Bliss, the pre-roll kings, as far as I'm concerned. They had a Lil Nicky that came out that was it smelled super fruity, reminded me of Moonblow, and it hit like a fucking truck, dude. It was almost psychedelic, like. Very nice one. I don't think it was crazy high in THC either. From the Hills, big shout out just because I'm a fan. I like you guys. Thanks for making all the sweet concentrates. And a shout out to Tiny Stems, of course. Just sending you love, dude. Hope you're doing good. And shout out to Rare Earth. Hope everything goes smooth and everything gets going as fast as fucking possible. And there we go. Done with that. Now, here with HASHHOUND, all right? When did you become, like, involved in the cannabis community?
I guess I started HASHHOUND, the account in January is when I really started
January this year?
Networking, yeah.
Nice. That's very cool. Well, at least it's easy to remember, like, your anniversaries and how long you've been doing it,
Right.
Yeah.
Started off at the beginning of the year.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking sweet. Bring that just a little bit closer if you can. I think that mic is for me and you, we'll hear it drop out a little bit here and there, but then on the episode you can't hardly hear it at all. Cause I've sat here and wigged out through episodes like, damn it, can we fix that? And, yeah. It's not really an issue. What strain did you bring today? Because you brought a strain and you pressed some. You said this afternoon you pressed some. And what strain was it that you brought? Because that was very nice.
It was watermelon Skittles.
No shit.
Yep.
Wow. And who was that? Was that one that you grew?
Yep. It's my most recent harvest.
Watermelon Skittles. Damn, nice. That's a good choice on fucking, as far as strains to go with. That's a good one. I've had guys say that they're tired of the fruity strains. They're tired of the good taste and shit. They're like, when am I going to get some gross stuff? And it's coming. People are working on it now that there's a demand for it. And we got, shit's off the ground and running. People are going with them. I know Dakota Green, the Terp Ranch, fucks with some smelly shit. Eugene better be bringing some smelly, nasty shit. Damn it. He's like one of the first people that talked to me about, hardcore, gross, nasty smelling shit. So he better bring some too. And I'm sure other people are working on stuff too, but I focus on just the really closer ones for right now, like the ones that I have access to. No sense in focusing on somebody whose shit I can't get. Um, okay, I'm just gonna jump all over. By the way, I'm not writing these out or plotting everything out, but it felt just too fake and too ridiculous. So I'm just gonna have conversations with people. And I found out recently that 1889, is that it? 1889 Farms. I found out recently that they're only going to sell to deli style places and that they're not going to prepackage. And that bums me the fuck out, dude. Because I feel like you take all that time to grow the product and then at the end you go, let's see what happens. Let somebody else handle the most important part. I feel like that sucks because I definitely feel like for them it's their first showing. First off, and I'm glad they're not going with bags. Don't get me wrong, could be worse. They could be going with fucking bags, and I mean people might bag their shit anyways at certain dispensaries, and that's gonna suck too. But I had a bad experience at a dispensary where somebody shook the container,
Right.
Before grabbing me a nug out, and just to put it in people's hands that might not be experienced based on the way people are hiring. That's a bummer. I really because I'm excited. They had one that was Diablo something that's coming out. And because I went through the pamphlet at the cultivators convention in the Black Hills.
Yeah.
I went through their pamphlet they had there. And that was like my first experience with the actual community. I was totally wallflowering it at that event. I was so nervous to fucking talk to people at that thing, dude. Because I wasn't anybody. I didn't know shit. I just had this little podcast and I didn't fucking. But luckily, everybody was super nice and turned out great. But they have a Diablo strain, and I really want. It's mostly my snobbery, I guess. My pot snobbery. I want the most preserved nug I can get. Between it leaving their facility and getting to my hands, I want it to go through as little turmoil as possible.
Absolutely.
So, but then if you're sending it in bulk, all that person has to do is take that bag, turn it upside down, and dump it into the container, and they're fucking shit up. I'm already irritated.
Right.
Because if it's all becoming about terpenes and stuff, you smack those fucking buds around, your terps are just getting assaulted and flying off of there. And as terpenes become more and more important, how you handle your buds is going to be, I think it's going to be a big deal. And personally, I'm bummed out that they're doing it that way. What are your thoughts on, if you were cultivating, would you jar your own stuff? Or would you trust it to, because I know they're doing it based off their relationship with Puffy's. And Puffy's is a great facility. I've never heard a bad word about Puffy's or how they do anything. I've never had the chance to be in there, but I've only heard good things. But I feel like they're using that as a determination on how all places do things, and not realizing that some places are going to mess it up.
Right. At an overall level, when it's left up to the dispensary, I've seen lack of care, like you've seen, they throw the buds around and stuff like that. So, I think the best way to store buds long term is in a jar.
Personally, I feel like that's the best way.
There's no better way to get it to the consumer or to the patient than a jar. That's just keeps the buds safe. It keeps your terps locked in. It's as long as you don't shake it around too much. But it's how do you prevent that? You just
make sure it's packed tight, I suppose.
Right, and try and keep it.
But
to people that
if
care.
you got really dense nugs, I mean, an eighth isn't going to fill up. You're going to have a smaller jar.
Right.
But I may have jars of all sizes available. Stock up on them. I say buy them in bulk. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to have a bunch of jars that you don't use. You could sell grams of stuff in little tiny jars too. There's a million uses for them. Go ahead, stock up on jars. I also feel like that's the best way to go, just to preserve. You want your best product getting out there, especially. I don't have any real worries that 1889 is going to come out and do a good job. My worries is that they're not going to get their best representation out to everybody. And I know they're going to be good. And I'm worried that they might catch some shit for it. And I don't want people talking shit about them.
Right.
Because I like their ideas. I like the strains they picked. It's not shit you would normally hear about. They picked off the wall things to come out on their first showing. It'll be their first harvest. And I just want it to be preserved right, you know?
Right, get a fair assessment of it.
Yeah, because I mean, between when I went to that convention and now, I mean, people aren't fucking around, dude. Pure Bliss has stepped up their game by a shit ton. From the Hills has improved. Dakota Green is throwing fucking fire indoors and outdoors. It's a you got Eugene. I mean, you don't even know what the fuck Eugene's got going. I don't feel like he tells everybody everything that's going on. I feel like Eugene keeps some shit a secret, you know? Like, he's got some shit that just he know, like him and fucking Quest they sit around.
A lot of pheno hunting.
Yeah.
They probably got some projects they don't talk about.
I really hope that they fucking hit us with just a big surprise one of these times. Like, we didn't mention this on social media. We didn't talk to anybody about this. It's just, bam, here it is, you know? Because Eugene does some crazy shit. Quest is on a fucking level of his own as well.
Yeah.
And
those guys do a lot of work out there. It's really interesting to see what they come out with.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's been very good that comes out of those guys.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see when they got something new.
Right.
I feel like, what are your thoughts on like the testing in the state? Because I know that they test real crappily for heavy metals, and I know that I'm bummed that we only have one testing facility, and you know, like I don't know why that is, because I know you can't do anything in Pierre because it's government, then it's not federally legal, so they can't have it in government labs. You know, I get that. Yeah,
it's got to be independent labs.
Yeah, why don't we have more independent labs testing this?
I'm not sure why anyone else hasn't come out with it. I do know that the new heavy metal testing has really held a lot of guys up, and a lot of people are popping for it, and it's keeping a lot of new stuff off the market.
Now, if you remediate your buds, that'll take care of heavy metals, right?
What do you mean by
like radiate it?
I don't know about that. I have no idea. It's a lot of it comes into how it was grown and the ingredients it was given.
It pulls a lot of it out of the soil. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Cannabis is really good about pulling anything out of the soil.
But if you just run a couple rounds of hemp, you can clean up your soil.
I'm not qualified to speak on that.
I got that from. That's not me either. I'm just repeating what Simpson said. Okay, don't think I'm fucking smart. All right, not at all.
But that's what he said, that's possible. It's
you
really
would have shit you can't use because, of course, it's going to be huge in heavy metals.
It just depends on where it's coming from. It could be residual in the soil. It could be coming from pumps. It could be coming from fabric pots. It could be coming from a number of different things. Why people are failing for heavy metals.
Okay.
So yeah, it might be a hard road for some of the cultivators to figure out what is causing their issues.
I love the fact that you don't know what remediating is, because I mean, that's just how clean you keep your grow. That you don't even, because it's basically a fucking cheat is what it is. The way I look at it, it's a fucking, like, you know how religion is with the New Testament? You can do whatever the fuck you want, and then at the end you just have to say I'm sorry to a priest and get into heaven. You know, that's what remediation is for weed. You can do whatever you want. It can have mildew, mold, whatever on it, and then you remediate it. All that shit dies, leaves no residual effects, they say, and it passes all the tests.
I don't know if my stuff has mold or mildew or stuff.
I mean, I imagine if it did,
chopped down,
you would be throwing it away.
We're restarting, yeah.
The same way. That's the same way rare earth is. Same shit that he said.
In my mind, there's no other way.
Yeah. And that's what most truly organic growers say. That's the same opinion that really organic growers have, you know? And they just remediating because it's not natural.
No.
So how can you still? I mean, technically, you can still call that organic if you remediate it. I feel like you can send it to market and say it's organic, but because you're not adding anything to it and there's no residual effects. But I feel like on a personal level, that would be wrong. You know, as an organic grower, you would feel
Yeah,
wrong.
that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, and these heavy metal testings, like I said last week, a lot of other states test 2,000 parts per million is passing, and South Dakota is currently doing 200 parts per million, so 1/10 what other states allow. And not only that, but the conception on heavy metals, like arsenic or something that can develop, it's not the poisonous killer arsenic that's going to murder you. It's not that poisonous arsenic. You know, everybody's I'm pretty sure like on like a molecular level or DNA level, whatever, people arsenic's the most poisonous thing to people. But I had Greg send me some stuff on the phone. I haven't really read through it all yet, but he sent me some stuff on there, and some of it's about how like arsenic develops in the soil compared to the refined arsenic that people poison people with. It's not the same.
Different compounds.
Yeah, it's not the same shit. So people are, you know, some places are freaking out about that. Politicians are, of course, using it as a weapon. People in South Dakota still want to shoot people for smoking marijuana in some places. It's fucking out of hand, dude. Like, I don't know. It's a rough state to be pro marijuana in, for sure. I know there's definitely places, I don't know how you feel personally, there's definitely places that I go where I am not comfortable bringing it up or talking about it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and certain, you know, most of the time, not to profile anybody, but you tend to see a lot of like, I suppose they'd be Republican leaning ish, like just looking wise. I don't know people's political stance based on looking at them, but what you would stereotypically see in like an ad or something, those kind of people that have never used marijuana and have succeeded in life don't understand why somebody would use marijuana. They're like, well, I never touched it and look how great I did.
All right.
You know? And I feel like we have large pockets of those in this state that just have they don't have any education on marijuana or anything, and they just pass judgment super quick.
A lot of them lived through like the war on drugs and through all the propaganda and stuff like that, and they were just fed it for the longest time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they probably ended up believing it.
Well, a lot of it, I call it, well, my dad said.
Right, exactly.
And it's just, it's almost like a purposeful ignorance. Like, I don't know about it, I don't need to know about it, and I don't give a shit. And it's like,
don't care to learn otherwise.
Yeah, why would you purposely be dumb? Why would like? So it's just, it's a rough state, you know. It's a rough state to be in. I'm gonna get it back on track, take it back to other things. I know, just throwing random questions out there, kind of putting you on the hot seat a little bit. I don't feel right asking you too many opinion based questions. It's just things that I have opinions on. I want to know if, you know, I'm being a dick or if other people, you know, kind of see things the same way. Because a lot of my opinions are just bounced off of me, and I'm not always a great judge on whether or not I'm full of shit. So I need, you know, but yeah, those are just some things bothering me, you know, bud tending, fucking shit like that. What those dabs we did, those were the strawberry Skittles.
Watermelon Skittles.
Watermelon Skittles, my bad. I was talking to somebody about strawberry weed earlier today. Watermelon Skittles. And so do people cure their rosin after they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was done this afternoon, and that was very smooth, dude. That was so. I imagine the things that you grow and the way that you grow is very clean. Do you have any dirty runoff water or anything from adding stuff in, or?
No.
See, so
no
yeah,
runoff, nothing like.
Yeah,
that.
so you're just as clean as fucking rare earth grows, as Greg grows. And I really respect that there's a lot of people out there doing it that way. The heavy metals testing is as far as I'm concerned, bullshit. It's not fair. It's the limitations on heavy metals are set for the wrong reasons. It's just uneducated nonsense, and South Dakota keeps doing this shit because our politicians, unfortunately, are some of these people that are uneducated and have strong opinions, and that I feel like that's just the most ignorant way to be, to have a strong opinion on something and then purposely learn nothing about it. It's fucking infuriating. Get your shit together, South Dakota. Come on, man. And then you brought another flower as well, right?
That's the watermelon Skittles flower is what I brought.
Oh no shit. So they're both okay. And then we smoked the grape stomper from D&G. Eugene, nice dude. That shit was smooth as fucking eggs, bro. It was very, very smooth, dude. Well done. Very flavorful. We were told it smells like wine when you're smoking it. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking sweet. You're Eugene, your shit's getting sophisticated, dude. It's starting to smell like fine wine and shit. What are you doing, man? You'd have to start wearing suits and shit, showing up at big events, fucking talk, man. I think Eugene would fucking murder a suit, dude. I think you'd look great in a suit, dude. Get it. Get it. Start wearing a fucking suit. Be big pimping and shit. When we come around, when we start having our big events indoors and shit like that, instead of this fucking having to do it in outdoor venues and stuff and tents and shit. Like,
Right.
come on, man. It's very fun to get out and meet everybody, and I do appreciate the events that we do get to have. Don't get me wrong. But you see on like Instagram and online, you'll see big events in like LA or, you know, and they're just, I mean, huge indoor venues, guys with big smoke guns blowing it at people just having fun, handing out samples and shit, hundreds of vendors, you know, and it's just, the state could make as much money as it wants to off of it, and we're holding out over fucking witch trial beliefs, dude. Like fucking witch hunt beliefs, man. Old dried up beliefs that fucking don't matter. So how long, when you press that, how long did it take from start to finish?
Like, how long did it take to grow the plant, or how?
No.
long
When
does
you
it take to
press it
squeeze
this afternoon, how long did that process take from going, I'm gonna press this, to actually having a finished product?
Not that long. As long as the weed's ready to go, then it's just fill a bag and squeeze it.
And what are good qualities for the flower to have that you want to press?
Really, it's the quality of flour that you put in is going to be the quality of rosin that you get out. So fire in, fire out.
Yeah, but you earlier you said something about like really dry weed doesn't work.
Yep, if your flour's dried out or old or something like that, it's not going to press as well. It's probably going to be a green or brown color and just not be as of quality.
Green, okay. I've never seen green dabs. Maybe that's why. Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Although it would be kind of cool. So if it has any impurities, it's gonna exaggerate those as well, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, or any bad flavors or smells like that.
Okay, because I've had a lot of people talk about like taking subpar weed and then pressing it to try and get a better product, but you're just gonna get a subpar dab doing it that way.
Really, in reality, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so fucking, if your nugs and stuff go shitty, they're shit, dude. Compost it. Compost your stuff, man. Throw some fucking psychedelic mushrooms in there too. Really see where it goes. Feed your plants acid, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fucking do it. See what happens. Talk to your plants, bro. Maybe fucking put 1 drop of acid on each one of your plant's roots and then just play techno music and fucking spin a disco ball in there with like lights and shit and see if they grow real good. Do that for a week and then water them. You don't want them to, you know, trip out, get too fucked up like people do at a rave, get dehydrated, fall down. I'm just entertaining myself. um, so when did you really get into growing? Because you grow, I saw what you grow, and it's really beautiful looking stuff. Like the nugs, you don't even like touch them, but looking at them, they look soft. Like they look like soft little pillow nugs. So you obviously you're doing a great job. How long ago did you get into growing? Because I know people like Simpson, he's been doing it for like 23 fucking years, dude, to refine how he got it. Like he's been doing it since a guy said he was going to send you seeds and you were like, I hope that's what I get. You know?
I guess I've been like learning about it for several years and then just actually growing for a little over a year now. I've
Allegedly.
got everything
Allegedly.
got everything going. But yeah, is when South I guess when I got my card is when I got really into it and was able to.
So who did you if you had somebody that was like close to you that like personally taught you some shit, you don't have to tell me who, but like was there somebody like on social media or something that really helped you out there or that was good to follow?
Yeah, a lot of YouTube videos, like Mr. Grow It, I watched a lot. Jeremy from Build the Soil, I watched.
I don't know
all
why
his,
Mr. Grow It bothers me.
all his
He
videos.
he fucking irritates me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Some about him. I tried to watch his stuff and it bothered. Nope. It's great stuff. He's very smart and everything, but something about the way he fucking talks, it bothers me on a stupid level that doesn't make any sense. It's nothing he does. It's just something that bugs me. I can't fucking watch him. Mr. Grow It. I can't do it. I don't know. And there's so many videos on there. So I've been trying to watch more like agronomy videos because Greg said something about agronomy being like the real key to the future of, you know, how to grow stuff because it applies to everything.
Yeah, agronomy, sustainable harvesting,
The whole it leads you down all that shit. Yeah.
It's all important.
Yeah. So how did you end up growing so clean and not end up going with chemicals? Because I know Mr. Grow It and a lot of those guys.
That was the whole reason I guess I got into wanting to grow is for my own medicine for myself. Before you don't know what you're really getting or what the plant was fed or whatever. Nobody tells you, you know, how they fed the plant and the marijuana they're giving you or whatever.
Or whether they.
So
use
it's like, well, I'm just
pesticides or
gonna do it
not.
myself, and I'm gonna find the best ingredients and do it that way. So that way I know what's right. I know it's clean medicine.
So you would take some advice and leave other advice. You know,
Right.
like-
Take everything with a grain of salt. But
Nice. Okay. It's a really smart way to go at it. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people go and they find a person, they follow that person, and they do exactly what that person says. And then they have their whole belief based off of that's the way it's done, and anybody who doesn't do it that way is stupid.
yeah, no, that's not how cannabis is. There's a million different ways to grow the
I
plant.
know people in cannabis that are very much like that.
Yeah, oh,
Very
yeah,
much
yeah,
think if
everyone-
you
yeah.
don't use what I use,
Their way is
You're
the
an
best
idiot,
way.
yeah.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a lot of that, but there's so many ways
That's so-
to grow cannabis.
that's so wrong because there's so many different strains and they grow different under every single one of those environments, every single one of those soils. Every way you do it, you're going to get a different result. So to say that there's just the one way, I prefer the natural way because I got shit lungs. I prefer the super clean, very pure natural weed, but there's other people out there that don't give a shit as long as it's got a punch, you know. They personally don't give a fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
You mean the highest THC percent?
Yeah, and that's still a big thing currently in the state. I don't like that either. Like, come on, dude. Everybody knows that all the other states are starting to focus on terpenes and stuff, and I know we are too, but people are still, all the pricing on marijuana is still based on THC content, and it looks stupid. It looks stupid when you go in a store and it's like, this one is based on this, because we all already know that that's not really what matters. So what the fuck are we doing? We're all still just pretending that it's just a money grab, and it fucking infuriates me. Just you know, do it right. Do what you're supposed to do. Do it the right way. What are you laughing at me for? Fuck you, Chuckles.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's close to your bedtime though. It's getting there. It's like almost bed 30 for you. Yeah, you do not stay up very late at all. um do you I know you grow a lot of your own stuff and smoke a lot of your own shit. Do you have a personal favorite? Like who are you buying the most shit from? They don't even have to be your favorite. Just who are you buying the most shit from right now?
When I go to the dispensary, if I can get a hold of Dakota Natural Growers, anything from those guys has been really, really good. I haven't had a miss on any one of their stuff.
They don't have concentrates, do they?
No, I haven't seen any concentrates. From the Hills is usually what I go for hash. They have the most options.
They really
And,
do.
yeah.
I mean, I call them the concentrate killers for
Yeah.
a reason. They're just
No, they're
holding down the market
killing
right
the
now.
game there.
A lot of people are coming. A lot of people are getting into it. I've heard things through the grapevine. There's a lot of good. When Rare Earth starts releasing concentrates, people are going to have issues. Other companies are going to start to have issues. I
Right.
feel like that's going to be the purest, cleanest shit on the market. And that's saying a lot because I've also smoked Bay 11 from the Hills. And that shit is almost water pure, dude.
Yeah, it burns. It's really clean, really clean.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, but once Rare Earth comes out, that's gonna actually give From the Hills competition. I think that'll be sweet. I know that's gonna be a ways down the road, but I'm a dreamer. I don't care. I go for the underdogs. I don't give a shit. I like their morals and the way they do it, and I really, really hope that they succeed in everything that they're doing. That fire sucked. Fucking. I'm getting shorter by the second because I'm slowly just sinking and slouching into this fucking couch, dude. Pretty soon this thing's gonna be fucking hitting my hat. I gotta fucking sit up, man. So when you grow, how long does it typically take for you to from when you start growing to know whether or not you got something you really want to work with? Like how long does it take? Do you have to wait all the way until you're starting to cure to really know?
As far as the smoke goes, yes, but there's a lot of characteristics throughout the grow that I look for in a plant that I may want to keep in the cycle for next time. If it's a bear to grow or just a problem child, I'm probably not gonna keep it around. But yeah, it has to be either in pretty late flower and really until you smoke it, you don't really know.
Damn. So if you
So it
if
could
one
be-
of them's gonna shit the bed, you don't know till it's
Right.
done, been grown.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long process.
What was the last strain that you tried to grow that really let you down? The last one that you tried a certain strain, it just fucking didn't turn out.
I did some banana OG that I didn't really care for. I don't know. A lot of times it comes into just like me myself made a mistake on the plant though too and kind of fucked up the grow and then I get mad at myself. It wasn't necessarily the plant's fault. Two plays into it.
What are some mistakes that you've made in the past?
I've
plants?
underwatered, overwatered. Sometimes you run into pests.
What kind of pests have you dealt with?
Like aphids. Aphids is the biggest one. I've really.
Oh
I
yeah, a
guess
lot of
I've-
people fear that word. Yeah.
Right. But I didn't have nothing terrible bad. Usually I can just fog the tent and I'm pretty good. And I have good easy cleaner. I use EM5. And then I just keep that on the regular and keeps my plants nice and clean. And when I'm in flower, I don't really spray anything and
Yeah, you got to be
I don't
careful.
have any issues really or haven't had too much. Just keeping the tent clean and the room that it's in and
So you learn from your mistakes.
right.
Good.
Um,
How easy is it to overwater or underwater a plant? Like, how
you
fucking
gotta
specific do
be
you got to be?
you gotta be like watching the plant and through the stage that it's in and stuff too, because at different times it'll drink different amounts of water. So sometimes you gotta water twice a day. Sometimes you gotta water once every 2 days for even the same size pot the whole time. So it's if you're not paying attention, it's pretty easy.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I've that's all I've heard from people. It's so, and everything you read is terps are volatile, and any little mistake, these terps will go away, and you can't get them back, and blah blah. It's such a crapshoot to make one mistake and just kick yourself the rest of the fucking. Even if it turns out great, you're gonna be sitting there going, "It could have been better."
Oh yeah, all the time, all
Yeah.
the time. Well, I wish I would have done this, or in week 4 I should have had this, or whatever it may be. It's always something to improve on the next cycle.
Nice. I enjoy that you're actively learning and developing new techniques throughout. Like
Yeah, definitely. It's a craft you got to master for sure. There's so many different things and avenues that you can pursue too. With like,
I feel like as somebody who doesn't grow, I feel like everybody's like learning martial arts right now. Everybody around me is like learning martial arts, and then some people are starting to develop their own forms of martial arts and shit with their growing techniques and shit. And we're like witnessing like all these grand masters and shit coming up, like Eugene for sure, Mango, come on, of course, Greg Simpson. I mean, those guys could be sitting on mountaintops just teaching people shit,
right.
Uh, it's really exciting to see how everything's, coming to be.
Yeah, there's definitely some really knowledgeable guys in the cultivator side.
So you said that you're a big fan of Dakota Natural Growers. What is your favorite strain from them?
I just had some it was French toast that I
Yeah.
had from them. That one was pretty tasty.
That's a Quest special right there.
Yeah, no, that French toast was really good stuff.
I had his flapjacks,
Yep.
which was also extremely fucking good. I think it's currently in the top 3 on
Yeah.
the top 10 list.
Nice.
Yeah. It's very, very fucking good. I recently had one from DNS that was okay, that I liked. A lot of their stuff, no offense, DNS, like I said before, I have little baby bitch lungs, but a lot of their stuff I've found to be harsh. It has a really good punch. It doesn't always have a strong taste, but it always has DNS always brings that fucking thunder, dude. They don't fuck around. They always bring that heavy hit. But they had this passion pit that came out. And you were talking about like that papaya terp or whatever. That might be what it has, because it's that or an apricot, dude. I swear to God. It's thick with that terp, and it's one of the smoothest flowers that they've had. One of the smoother strains that I've had from them. So I feel like they could potentially be making a good turn into, being part of the group.
Yeah.
There's really like 6 heavy hitters, 6, 7 heavy hitters, something like that. Less, probably 10, honestly. If we really, because I know Shangri-La has a lot of stuff that I haven't really tried. I've heard good things. Cannonauts does really good work on some stuff that is not always around. What's your main stop? Where's the main spot that you go to?
Superior Buds is closest to me.
Yeah, but they don't have DNG.
No, so the DNG I got was at the flower shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have really good selections.
Yep.
They have, they're one of the people that does the deli style, but does it correctly. They got really smart people handling their buds, and
yeah, they act like they care and are well trained.
Yeah, very educated people.
I
handling
had
their
a good
stuff.
experience there.
I've been there a few times. I always have. Yeah.
I just
Shout out Flower Shop, by the way, doing a fucking great job.
I stopped.
Also, one more second, hold on. I also, they have a podcast as well, so check them out too. I'm not sure, it's just called the Flower Shop podcast, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So fucking check that out as well, dude. Support all South Dakota marijuana media, you know? Should start a co-op or some shit. Anyways, back to what you were saying. I'm sorry to cut you off,
No,
sir.
you're good. I stopped at the Cheat Trees the other day too for the first time. That was pretty dope.
They're one of
got
my
a
personal favorites,
Yeah, they got
too.
a nice little spot down there.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that shop.
I like the colors. I like the way they went with the purple. It's just damn
I
that
like the
hits hard.
cannabis with a purpose. I like their motto or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, I made sure when I put that on here that I got the big one because I didn't have that many, and I was like, "That's a fucking cool statement right there." Cannabis with a purpose, dude. That's how it should be done.
Yeah,
It's the right message.
Something I can get behind. Yeah.
Is there a dispensary that you haven't been to that you really want to check out? I'll go first. For me, right now, it's Dispensary of Watertown and True North Dispensary. I haven't been to either one of those.
I have been to the dispensary Watertown. It's a nice shop there. I think the one in Platt is it King of Relief. I haven't been to
that one is Top Shelf Relief
or Top Shelf Relief. Yeah,
they specialize in mostly DNS. I think they might exclusively have DNS.
DNS, yeah. I've never been to that one.
Oh, they're fucking super nice, and they got great prices on carts, dude. Because for some reason, people in Platt aren't really into carts. So she ends up, well, I don't know if it's a lady that runs. There was a lady when I was there. They end up with a bunch of carts, and they have really good deals on carts, like $5 cheaper than everybody else.
Nice.
Yeah, and that brings them down to like $40 for some, like really, really good prices. Definitely, dude, if you get a chance, it's worth going over there and checking them out. It's a really small shop, but yeah, they got a lot of DNS stuff over there. They had when other places run out of DNS, they might be one of the first places DNS goes, maybe.
Yeah.
Because when other places don't have DNS, they got some. Or maybe it's just because they got slow traffic. But still support them. Get out if you're out there, get out and support Top Shelf Relief for sure, dude. They're small town, small town dispensary, sticking with one company, but doing a good job. And DNS is nothing wrong with DNS. I have really sensitive lungs, so I find some of their stuff to be harsh. And that's just me personally. I think they have a good product. It definitely fucking hits hard. Everything they grow. I don't even know who their cultivator is, but
I don't know either.
Everything they grow definitely throws big punches. Yeah, they only train heavyweights over there. There's not a lot of flyweights, middleweights. They don't fuck with that. They just train heavyweights over there. Yeah, did you have more stuff to try?
No, I just have a couple more presses of that same watermelon Skittles that I did.
You have different presses that you did?
Yeah.
Nice. Dude, that's crazy you keep them separated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
just keep them on different sheets.
I'd pile all that shit together. I'm a fucking animal when it comes, like, I buy different kinds of weed and just dump them in my own jar, and then buy another kind of weed and I'll get specific nugs out of there so I can get a good try of it, and then just dump it in with the other weed. And some people are cool with it. Some people are like, "You're a fucking animal. How could you?" But I'm like, dude, because if you never run out of weed and you keep adding to that, eventually that jar fills up and you end up with like this fruit salad of bomb ass fucking weed, dude. And then you grind that shit up and you roll it. And dude, I on one of the last episodes, I don't know, 2-3 episodes, I don't know how many ago, I can't remember. I mentioned something about fucking smoking more than one kind of weed at a time. And that is not a bad as terps develop, you're going to be mixing your medicines and having all these different, like, I need a painkiller and what's the one that gets rid of like inflammation, anti-inflammatory,
Right.
I need both because it's sports based, or something like that. Or what I got migraines and my stomach hurts, so I'll smoke this one in this one, I'll put these two together, and it's going to be really fun. But I've been doing it just if I find a couple strains that don't particularly like twist my tit or whatever, I'll mix those two together, and I've never had a bad experience. It's never been a bad move. I've never done it and not had something be really incredible and really hit very well. So I'm excited for when that starts to happen, because once it's more medicine based, you're gonna have certain kinds of certain strains blended together in a container, and it's gonna be for this,
Right.
Yeah.
Genetically anymore, a lot of what we're smoking is hybrids anyway, so
But as we start to isolate terps, because each grower is gonna isolate their own terpene profile. So depending on which, you could even grow the same strain, but have two different cultivators grow it and end up with two completely different products in 5 years.
yeah, it just depends on how their breeding program is and
what terps
what they're
they're looking
selecting
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the marijuana industry a lot of fun, because there's an endless potential for learning.
There's a lot of variety to the plant.
Yeah, it's never ending.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do wish Eugene would name his goddamn crosses, though. You son of a bitch. Bite the bullet and fucking be forced to make up a name. You son of a bitch. He just doesn't want to make up a name and have it be dumb or something like that. Or he just wants people to know what the crosses are. Either one. I just like to give him shit. I just think it's fun to give Eugene shit. Bless you. God bless you, lady. There. Yeah. Don't want a demon to jump in your body. Make it so your soul can't get back in there. That's where that shit comes from. They used to believe that when you sneezed, your soul left your body, and if somebody didn't bless you immediately, a demon could get in there, and then you wouldn't be able to get back in your body. Times were fun then. When people just believed shit because somebody said it once. Like, that guy looks pretty clean, and he said it's true. We should probably teach it forever.
Seems believable.
Seems believable. Oh, man. Well, I am excited to try another round of that press, because the first press, like I said, and you say you don't have an expensive press.
No, I don't have expensive anything.
Just personal, like if you want to do this at home, if you're a home cultivator and you have been maybe on the fence about pressing or anything, like he said, he didn't buy an expensive press. You have what kind of paper do you have?
Parchment paper.
So you
From Walmart.
buy some. You can get parchment paper at Walmart. Buy some, get some of that. And you too could be pressing your home cultivated nugs or dispensary bought nugs, whatever you want to do. You could be pressing that shit at home for, I don't know, $500. You could be doing your own shit, have your own setup ready to go, be killing it. So don't sell yourself short. Just give it a shot. But we're going to go try some, and then we'll come back with some more questions. But right now, I need to smoke some more marijuana because... yeah. All right, we're back. Tried some more of that. That's not cured or anything, dude. That's just this afternoon. It doesn't have like a super powerful flavor to it. It's not like super punching you with flavor. But it's fucking smooth, dude. Just the smoothness is impressive for something. How long did you cure the flower?
The flower was jarred up like 2 days ago.
No shit. So that's the flower hasn't cured nothing.
No, it's pretty fresh.
Is that normally how people do rosin? Is without curing the bud first?
I don't know if it's normally, but it's a method. Yeah,
like fresh frozen would be.
Yeah, it's a fresh press.
Yeah,
flower rosin or.
Well, it's yeah, I was impressed with how smooth that is. It's to do those dabs are almost effortless. They're I mean, hit it as hard as you can and just keep going. I was really impressed with those dabs. But like you said, you grow very clean, and fuck, dude, it shows. It was, I don't know, man. I'm really surprised. Like Simpson makes great dabs through this crazy process and cures, and his had
His are, yeah.
a lot more stink and a lot more flavor, but I was always impressed with how clean his were. And yours are fucking very clean as well. So if you're doing that, following this super clean grow method, kind of like Greg, from Rare Earth. I know you guys don't have the same method or anything, but you both have the same philosophy. And then if he goes and works with him and starts doing his crazy, I cured this for 7 months, fucking random shit. Simpson, you know what he does.
Yep.
He pulls out a jar and he's like, this has been back there for fucking,
yeah, all sorts of flavors.
You son of a bitch. So if he starts doing that with Rare Earth shit, this is going to be a blast, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. I picture like, I got a great name for it. Feel free to steal this. Rare Earth Reserve. Oof. Like fucking, yeah. Like the top shelf Rare Earth shit, dude. Cause he could even do like regular dabs and then have a special like top shelf.
Some like water hash or some fancy shit.
Yeah. So, and then he's like, I cured this for fucking 6 months.
Some Captain Cupboard kind of stuff.
That would, like holiday releases.
Yeah, limited
fucking
edition.
Yeah. You got to pre-order this drop. Like fucking that kind of thing, dude. Oh, I can't wait because I feel like they have the potential. They have the potential and they have the skill to do it.
Yeah.
You working in 1s and 2s over there? Or? Yeah, because it's just been me for a minute. Nobody wants to fucking look at this. No, I understand that you don't want to see this. I know. I don't want to look at me either. Who? But it's not. So much work could be. That's better. Thanks. It really takes the pressure off too. And now he just gets to awkwardly sit there. Yeah, now he just gets to awkwardly sit there while I talk, and I kind of enjoy that too on a sinister level. So I mean that's fun for me. Do you compost?
No, not really. I do make like compost teas and stuff like that. With like some pre-made mix and some different other amendments and stuff like that. But no, I don't like compost my food or anything.
You don't have a big compost pile.
No, I will throw like sometimes I'll throw some food scraps or like fruit scraps and stuff in my pots just for the worms and stuff to eat, but no, nothing, no big compost pile or something. It's something I'd like to work into is get a bin or something like that, but
that's I got an episode coming up, probably the next episode I do. I just want to do one on like soil, because I don't know why I didn't know this before, but I just recently kind of got into the world of soil recipes.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine fucking had one in a cupboard that he got from a guy, fucking how long ago, and fucking I was, oh, sweet. And I'm looking at it and it's all this dirt. It was to make 300 pounds of dirt.
Oh, wow.
So it was a
large recipe, yeah.
Yeah, it called for like 40 pounds of steamed bone meal.
Oh, wow.
Was one of the ingredients. So it was, and I imagine that's for like pH balance and all kinds of shit. Because, I mean, I think that's what bone meal does. I don't really know for sure. Greg was kind of talking about it a little bit. This is all just, mostly what I talk about is like fucking shit that I've heard from other people. I don't have time to research all of this shit. I mean, I probably have time to, but I don't wanna. So I don't dive, because I'll dive way too deep and end up doing like...
There's a lot that goes into soil too.
Yeah.
And like microbes and things like that.
So that's why I want to do like an episode on soil recipes. Coming up, I mean, if you're, watching this far into the episode, not everybody does, but if you yourself have a soil recipe or something like that you'd like to send in, I am going to be doing an episode where I talk more about soils, because I do have a break between this episode and the Mitzel Glass episode. So, yeah. Or maybe I have a break after that. I'm not sure. No, it's before that, because he had to go later on a Sunday. And he's going to go help his dad with the camper. So he can't, you can't knock a guy for being a good dude.
No, he's a good guy.
Yeah. That's just it. He seems like a very solid guy, and his glass pieces are. I mean, I've seen how many of them on that Instagram, the little spin, and every time I see one, I'm like, that's fucking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, Mitchell don't mess around.
Yeah, and I don't the process to make one of those, because I'm sure it's just like he does it the way, you know, a fucking good chef cooks. You know, I'm sure he makes it look really easy, but he definitely has a process that he goes through to make those so specifically the way they are.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. That's like we were talking earlier about like cultivators and stuff being like karate gurus or, you know, martial arts gurus. He's kind of the same thing, but with glass.
For sure. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. It's really cool seeing people go lock themselves away for a little while and then come out with these crazy skills, dude.
Master their craft. Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely, and his, big shout out to Mitchell, because his pieces aren't only, you know, just, oh, this is fucking amazing looking. His pieces hit so smooth, dude.
The function on them, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really top notch.
So smooth. Not big chuggers. They're not big like I used to love big chuggy ones. But that was more for like weed. Now I don't even like smoking weed through any kind of glass and water because the smell gets in there and you can't get it out.
Right. There's so much maintenance you need into a flower piece.
Yeah, it ruins the piece like almost right away. And
right. If you're not keeping up with it, you gotta change the water out like every time and clean it almost
every bowl.
time. Yeah.
Every bowl you gotta change the water out. It's ridiculous.
It's fun when they're clean and nice, but maintenance on them is really hard to keep up with.
It was more fun back when I was younger and I didn't give a shit and I would just smoke trash or whatever and nobody cared about taste.
Right.
Like, why do you smoke? So I don't fucking choke people. That's why I smoke.
It's different now.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, it's developed into a medicine. Back then it was just, I mean, you could get good medicine sometimes, but most of the time you're rolling the fucking dice, dude. You're cutting shit off a brick.
Yeah, things have changed.
Yeah,
big time.
It gets fucking out of hand.
Well, it's medicinal now too. You got to be high quality medicine.
Yeah, it serves a purpose, like fucking like tea tree says, cannabis with a purpose. Yeah, back then the purpose was to sell weed and make money. That's what people were trying to do. And we were just trying to smoke because I don't know about you, but smoking was better than drinking. I mean, I like to do both. I'm not going to bullshit. Back in the day, I loved to do both, especially in high school. But that was more social awkwardness than anything, drinking. Everybody else is getting together and drinking. And when people get together and drink, they say what they really fucking think. And when you're in high school and everybody's being fucking fake, that was it was nice to know like where people really stood, you know. Not that I promote underage drinking or anything. I come from a very small town where, and this is at a time when fucking like talking about things the way that we talk about things now, people would just call you a fag and they would just like walk away. There was no political correctness and they weren't calling you a fag like you're a homosexual. They were calling you that like it meant the same thing like calling somebody a loser or something. We weren't educated. We were stupid. We just said whatever hurt people's feelings. And back then, especially in small town South Dakota, being gay was terrifying. You know, if you were gay, you were just ousted from everything. So
almost like being a pothead.
yeah, I do. When I you know, I hung out with a big black dude from Detroit when I was in high school and stuff, and that was the only time I saw somebody come to town who got treated the way that I did, because I got caught with weed when I was like 14. And then I like had black hair, used to paint my nails, shit like that. And literally like old women, when me and him would be walking up to the store, little old ladies and shit would stop, walk across the fucking street, did no crosswalk, nothing. They'd see us coming, go straight across the fucking street and keep walking. They didn't even want to risk having to say hi or anything. And it was like fucking like, oh, people like fucking like there's a deep hatred amongst older people in the area. Like, not to shit on South Dakota, but a lot of you motherfuckers is backwoods, and you're not watching this anyways. You're what? It's like this comes out at 6 o'clock in the morning. You're at your job or fucking beating your wife or some shit right now. You're not fucking watching this. You're too busy kicking the dog, fucking easing a hangover. I don't care. I like to talk shit. I don't give a fuck. I do come from an area where a lot of people just don't fucking care for me at all. But some of that reputation is earned. I was kind of a shittier person when I was younger, but at the same time, I was fucking traumatized too. And that was also not a thing. Like I'm going back to therapy on the 20th. What the fuck's the date today? 17th. So 3 days. Go back to therapy. It'll be fucking week before this comes out or whatever. Good solid amount of time. So by the time you see this, I'll already be therapized. Therapazed. I'm not sure what the exact medical term is, but I'll be gone to therapy. That counts, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I'll have
go with that.
Been to the therapizer? Therapist? Hey, therapist. I'm not sure you could say piss on TV or YouTube or whatever. Actually, you can do whatever the fuck you want on YouTube. I've seen some YouTube, no offense. I'm not trying to shit where I eat or anything, but not that you give me anything because I'm, not monetized or anything, but you got some weird shit available on your stuff there, YouTube. If you start searching up numbers and shit, just get on YouTube and type in a bunch of random numbers and letters, and it takes you some fucking weird video when you start getting into the ones that aren't named and they just have the random whatever random name it gives them, like because it just gives them a series of like numbers and letters. It's probably an algorithm or some complicated nerd talk. But you start watching some of those, the ones that nobody search for, the ones that have like 5 views and have just are people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Those are my favorite. Anything where the person has no idea what the fuck they're doing, look that shit up. You'll have a good time. YouTube, you got some secret weird shit on there, and it's fun. Nice to have secret weird videos.
Little secret menu.
Yeah. Yeah. Because some of us don't want what makes everybody else laugh, I tried to fucking watch TikTok and stuff, but it's called TikTok for a reason, dude. That shit'll suck your soul out of your body, man. It'll take all your fucking free time, dude. Sit down to fucking take a shit and miss your kid's birthday, dude. Fucking TikTok is horrible, man. You can't do TikTok, dude. I can't. I'm a junkie. TikTok's like fucking laying out a plate of cocaine or something in front of an addict, dude. And you're just like, I'm going to do all of it. I mean, it's going to take a while, but I'm going to do all. So I get TikTok. I'm like, I'm going to look at all of them. I mean, I'm going to get... I just... dude, I tried to build I just wanted a dark channel. I was trying to build my own corner. And it was mostly just disabled people and people that didn't know how to use TikTok. It'd be a lot of videos like, listen, John, I don't want to see you no more. You understand? We are broke up, and it's like, they don't understand that it goes out to everybody. They think it's like fucking Snapchat and shit. Those are the best. And anything with anybody, I'm sorry to anybody who's disabled in any way, but a lot of that shit's hilarious. You get it, especially if you get a disabled person with a sense of humor. Those are the best. I got a buddy named Wheels. Well, that's just what I call him. He's in a wheelchair. And first time I met him, I was coming into his house. The first time I met him, I was like, oh, no, don't stand up. It's just, I was just coming, you don't have to, not for me. You don't have to, and fucking he thought that was hilarious and automatically inclusive, Everybody treats handicapped and disabled people like they're fucking like they're different and shit. They're just people with disabilities, man. And trust me, most of them can take a fucking joke better than everybody else can. For sure nowadays. Everybody else can't take a fucking joke, but yeah. Handicapped people are funny as fuck. Especially shout out to anybody that's got the Downs out there. Happiest people on the fucking planet, dude. I'm serious, man. They're just happy, always fucking like excited. I would love to just be happy. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. What's the formula for happy? And they're just fucking excited about the day, man. I miss that. I wish more people could have that. I see you staring down, not contributing. I see it. I understand. But still, I make a good point. Anyways, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of questions or anything left, I don't think. Not off the top of my head. You do a really good job with what you do, and I like the fucking Instagram. Some of the dabs are just... I'm not watching that whole thing, dude. I'm not watching fucking 2.5 minutes of a fucking dab, dude. I'll give you the first 45 seconds, maybe a minute, and then I'm like, fucking, it never ends. Fucking, I get it. Yeah, and part of it's jealousy, sure. Because I'm like, I wish I had a fucking giant dab like that, and that it wouldn't murder me to do it.
Some of them do murder me to do it.
Yeah, but you never see that part.
No, people
behind
don't
the
post
scenes.
that.
Yeah, you should record that, have it behind the scenes, save
Me
it,
crying.
start your own Patreon eventually, and be like, you want to see me cough and die? I've been doing it for years. Now I got all the... Yeah, eventually someday we'll do a Patreon too, and we have stuff worth saving, you know? Because right now, fucking let it fly, dude. I don't give a shit. I gotta say a lot of stuff in case this ever does get big later. How are they gonna ruin my career if they don't have any material? You know?
Right.
Yeah. Kind of like building up this career, but I'm planting bombs in it as I'm building it, so that way it can just all come tumbling down. I hope it comes tumbling down like right after I get like terminally ill and one of my kids has to take over whatever shitty unrunnable fucking empire I build. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be unorganized. It's going to be terrible. I'm not going to invest well. And then I'm going to get sick and I'm not going to have told them anything. And they're just going to walk in one day and whoever's my lawyer is going to be like, it's not good. And they're like, no, we know he's sick. And they're going to be like, no, you have no idea. Financially, you're fucked. And I'm just going to be like, they all breathe air and eat food and have clothes and shit. Whatever. They're all good. My kids are fine. Allegedly. All right, man. I'm gonna let you get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. Still gotta take my daughter back to college tonight, so we're gonna fucking jet on this. But if ever you would like to do some future episodes, fucking totally down, because you are more educated than I am, and not like in a fucking went to school kind of way, but like in growing and kind of in like what to look for and stuff. Like you got a good head on your shoulders, and I feel like the things that you think are good in the industry are good. Like I agree. The things that you think are good are really good. But that would be the second person that told me that they really go with DNG. So I am going to have to definitely, probably on the next episode, which is going to be more about soil recipes, if you're into that shit. Just a heads up, probably won't, I don't think I have a guest. So next episode solo, talking about soil, super boring, just my voice all the fucking time, laughing at my own jokes, hard to tolerate. So that's going to be the next one. And then, yeah, because after that, there's the Mitzel glass and shit. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Mitzel glass one, I'm really looking forward to that one. The guy does shit with glass that doesn't make sense.
Mitchell's a really good guy.
Yeah, and it seems like his heart's in the right place too. He just wants to make high functioning shit that looks really cool.
Yeah, he does it right.
Instead of but a lot of guys do it the other way around. They're like,
Does it right.
I want to make it look really cool, and then I'll put a hole here and a hole here. There we go. Like, there it is. I got it. It functions. Yeah, but he does his shit. I've hit 2 different pieces of his, both of them yours, but still, I've hit 2 of his pieces before, and they were both incredibly smooth. Like, you can pull on them as hard as you like, and they hit smooth throughout.
Right.
So, really excited to get him on. I'm kind of excited to talk about soils and shit too, because I mean, that's really where it's at. Everybody's focused on the soil, live soil, all the microorganisms and stuff. I'm not going to like deep dive and go super scientific or fucking anything like that, because that bores the piss out of me when I have to, and then I put that out in the air and I feel like I bore the piss out of some of you. So I will just be going over different recipes that I find on there. So that's what's coming up on the next episode. HASHHOUND, you're on Instagram, HASHHOUND. Do you have any other social media?
No, just the HASHHOUND 420.
HASHHOUND 420 on Instagram. Are you selling any merch?
No, nothing for
Not
sale.
yet.
Nothing
In the
for
future,
trade.
though,
maybe, yeah.
Well,
I gotta do a logo and stuff.
Well, I feel like if you keep
like
just
that.
doing what you're doing, you know,
Right.
like reviewing different types of stuff, because you have a good opinion on different kind of dabs. We didn't really get into all the dab talk because I'm a scatterbrained fuck. So I kind of, because I was going to talk more about like good melt points and shit like that, because I just recently learned that was a fucking thing.
Yeah, temperature is really important.
Yeah, and you and Charlie showed me that was a thing. I was in the dark ages of like, it's not red anymore, drop it in. Like, that's how I was doing
that's
dabs.
something that's evolved in dabbing even in just recent years too. Dabbing has really grown from what it has back even in just the past few years.
Yeah. I mean, concentrates weren't even a fucking thing
right
not that long ago.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
Well, concentrates have been around for a long time, but like things like hash rosin and things like that, the technology has gotten a lot better and the methods have gotten a lot better.
I remember getting the oil back in the day, hash oil.
Right,
And it would just be this liquid shit and like a thing, and you'd fucking tap it on top of your bowl and fucking smoke it and just get lit up, and it tasted like ass, and you never knew what you were fucking getting.
Right.
I imagine it was early attempts at like RSO style type stuff, but it was just called hash oil.
Right.
And some of it was rugged, dude. Yeah, that's what I remember. And then I quit for a few years. I quit smoking marijuana. And when I came back to smoking it dabs had been created and everybody was doing dab rigs and shit, and I was coming back to smoking weed like, that seems like you're doing meth, dude. I'm not comfortable doing a dab because it feels like, you're busting out a blowtorch. That's meth.
Right,
shit,
right.
Yeah.
No, it scares off a lot of people, but
it did for a long. I'm not gonna bullshit. It did scare me off of dabs for a long time. I just felt like I wasn't comfortable doing them and shit. So, but then when I came around to doing dabs and then learning that I spent so much time doing dabs fucking completely wrong. But at the same time, it's not like I was missing out on great flavors back in the day either of concentrates. A lot of them weren't as clean as they are now, for sure.
Right, the available market wasn't what it was now. Or
yeah, it wasn't even close to what it is now. Yeah, for sure. So, not all bad. Maybe those ones deserve to be torched. I don't know. Everything happens for a reason and other cliche bullshit.
Really, just a rig is just like fancy vaporization. That's all it is.
Yeah. I really want one of those fucking like elaborate rig, like something like you got. It's not really elaborate. It's fucking cool. Oh. But what are those little rods that you use? Where did you get
pillars?
Yeah, where'd you get those? Or that just the thing?
Yeah.
You can just buy those pillars by themselves?
Yeah.
Cool.
They're fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, well, it's just a glass rod,
Right.
but at the same time, its functionality is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, no,
It
they're
does.
nice to have, yeah.
Well, just watching your videos, you can see how when it spins
Yeah.
up, it evenly spreads out the concentrates as it
Right.
go. Like, so it does work. I've seen other ones that don't fucking do shit, or ones with the little balls in them, and you hit it a couple times,
Yeah.
and then they're stuck.
And
And you gotta,
part of the fun is finding the right rig with the right
yeah.
style of banger with the right cap and the right pillar and
Well, the pillar also gives you a nice like fucking
it's
thing while you're hitting.
satisfying.
Yeah, it's very satisfying. Reminds me of like old school like little toys and shit I had when I was a kid.
Yeah. They're throwing your terps around. And,
yeah. It's actually and it actually serves a function. It's not just like putting a baseball card in your spokes. You know,
Right.
it doesn't just fucking make a cool noise. Yeah, it really spreads it out. But just watching your Instagram, I've learned quite a bit. So I look forward to having you on again. Maybe we can set something up and get like some kind of schedule worked out.
Sure.
And get you on here more often because I don't know, it's good vibes. I have good vibes from it. If anybody's still watching this late into the episode, I know a lot of you fuckers dip out first 10 minutes, but if anybody's still watching this fucking episode, let me know what you think about having HASHHOUND on more often, because I know the episodes where it's just me are not entertaining. I'm not just saying that because I can't stand to listen to myself. I'm saying that based off of views and stuff. They get about half of what another video would get, depending on what I talk about. Ones where I'm a dick get like fucking a third of what other videos are. But that's therapeutic for me. That makes me feel better. And as much as, you know, I feel like I don't need to call those people out as much. Like if I definitely,
know who they are.
Yeah, if I definitely find something out, like somebody's doing something fucked up, of course I'm going to say something about it because it concerns the safety of everybody else, or at least the quality of what they're getting, what everybody else is getting. You know, they might not know what they're buying, and that's fucked up.
Right.
So, you know, if I do discover something fucked up, I will say
some people don't care though.
Yeah.
They just want whatever's cheapest though, too.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. I got friends that go to places that I wouldn't exactly go to.
Right.
You know, and I don't shit on them. I don't even tell them honestly that it's a place I wouldn't go to, some of these people, because there's some people you can't argue with, you know, and just don't even bother bringing it up. At the end of the day,
the goal's got to be just having medicine for every patient.
Yes, and having the highest quality, safest medicine for every patient.
Clean meds, yeah.
Yes. We don't want this to get like the fucking pharmaceutical industry or tobacco industry or something like that. We got to take care of this gift we've been given, you know? But yeah, I'm talking myself in fucking circles. So if anything that I said or he said or fucking somebody sneezed or whatever, if it fucking made you feel bad or fucking hurt your feelings, or the fact that I say fuck a lot is bothering you right now as much as it's bothering me, just remember, you can't be mad at me or anybody else that's on here for what we said when we were smoking that ish. All right? Talk to you later.